Hi, everybody. This is Christy Allen. Thanks for joining me and clicking on my link. So I do want to say I appreciate that. I have put this together as a plan for military transitioning or maybe military veterans to start learning how to get into their own business online. And so everybody has their own individual likes and desires and things that they want to do, their own certain passions, and that's wonderful. And those are what you need to focus as far as what's your actual opportunity that you're going to provide a service for or a product for in regards to actually making money or income. But there's also some other things that can be done to help you start building up that clientele or that person. Having those people that are interested in your products as customers. So you need to be able to get your product or your services out there, and you need to market them. So by marketing them, it does cost money to market. There are free ways of marketing, but those are going to be more time consuming. So what I have come across is a plan that's called Broke Man's Plan by Rob Frazier, who himself is a Marine veteran as well. I am a Marine veteran of 24 years, retired from the Marine Corps just a couple of years ago. So one of the biggest desires that I had about retiring is just having the ability to do things on my own terms. And so that's how I turned to online marketing, looking for a way to make income at a flexible rate. I was also dealing with some things with PTSD and having anxiety attacks, so it was embarrassing to not even know if I was going to have an anxiety attack. Was it going to bother me? Was it something that was going to prohibit me from even making it to work on time? A lot of struggles. I had already been struggling with that, being in the military, which actually affected my performance. I wasn't getting the right people to tell me what was happening, so I didn't really understand what was going on as well. So I was struggling. I was pushing hard, pushing very hard to still maintain something that should be normal for me that I had done over and over and over again. But all of a sudden now, just simply driving to work was an accomplishment in a sense, without having to pull over and have to fight thoughts that were going on in my head. So going to quote unquote work and get a job became stress in itself, and only promoted the anxiety that I was having, and that then turned into depression, because then I couldn't even understand why I was experiencing all of this. So I've gone through some treatment plans, and I've come a long way and with my healing process, but I still need to make money. So online marketing to me allows me to have flexibility, that if I'm just not having a good moment, I can take a couple hours to myself, take care of what I need to, get my mind back into gear, and be able to be productive. So the Broke Man Plan is designed so it's dealing with Rev Shares. And if you're not familiar with Rev Shares, just to basically put it in a nutshell, it's a place where marketers can put their websites on here to get other people to see eyes on it, and then you every day as a member will go through and you'll do what we call surf. So we'll click 10 clicks a day. If you just come up here, it says start surfing, that's where you would start doing that. And then by doing the clicks, you're observing other people's websites and other people's business opportunities, not their businesses, but their opportunities. And then you will begin to accumulate earning balance. In the beginning, this is a slower process depending on how you're buying your ad packs. But as you start to progress, in the beginning, you will take money out of pocket and put it into this program and purchase an ad pack on a consistent basis. And then once you start making enough earnings from here, you will then purchase your ad packs through your earnings. So you're no longer coming out of pocket. So I've been doing this for about 7 months now, and I am now at a point that I am not taking money out of pocket. I'm using my earnings balance to continue to accumulate and scale up my ad packs. And then once I have my ad packs built up to $25 a day earnings that I'm making with the earnings, I will then start taking out $25 a week to go towards what I've designed as a military to millennial program where I'm purchasing gold KaratBars so that I'm continuing to invest in myself as well. And I'm using KaratBars as a way of being a part of my business plan, so that it is then a tax expense that I'm purchasing with. So there's a couple of things that I'm doing with that that's a little bit different and unique in the fact that I've partnered with a lady, her name is Sensei Severa, and she has been a cancer survivor herself. And through her experience with cancer, she wrote a book. And that's something in the military, I think, as military people, we always have this thought that, hey, I should write a book about that. I should write a book about my experiences, because we are very unique situations where we get to experience things most others, our peers, don't get to. So it's always been in the back of my mind to one day write a book. Just the things I just explained to you about my PTSD and anxiety and depression, that in itself is a topic that I wish to dive into. So I partnered with her because she has a template on how to write your own story. And that is what I'm going to be doing over the next year, as while I am building up these ad packs and while I am developing my gold investment business, I am also going to be writing my own story. So as I'm writing my story, I will then, after approximately a year, I'll have a book that I can then publish. And then after being able to publish my book, I will then have a way to make another stream of income. With online marketing, it's more than just, it's good to become good at one process, but then once you become proficient with that process, just like in the military, it's time to move on to something else. So through repetition, this is what I'm doing right now, repetition of purchasing my ad packs, going through my clicks, adding up my earnings, and building up my ad packs, and being able to purchase my gold and continue to invest in that, and also be able to write my story. And then after about a year of doing that repetition, I'll then build up to being able to market my book. And once I am able to market my book, I'll expand and do some other things as well. And there are a couple other opportunities that I'm in that I'm not going to focus as strictly as this program, but right now this is my focus for right now. And that's what I'm sharing with people is if you're in the military already, the reason why I like this is because it allows you to have an ability to do a transition. There's a lot with the mindset that needs to happen when you're transitioning from the military to the civilian world. And what I experienced when I got out with my transition is they had all these great classes of teaching you how to convert your lingo and your mindset into their mindset. And when I say their, I mean referring to civilians. That still bothered me though, because I felt like if I'm now having this new freedom, why should I have to convert to them? Yes, I need to be in society where I can function and operate, but why can't I keep what I have had instilled in me and be able to just bring that into another environment and let them accept me? And what I'm feeling that this is doing is, with us having a focus on readiness in the military, I see a focus on financial readiness with this and being able to convert that same mindset over into the civilian sector. I see that by writing your book, you're allowing yourself to learn how to articulate and express yourself that's not compromising, so to speak, or feeling like you're abandoning what you brought with you from the military. Things that I feel that maybe some military service members are fearing getting out because they don't have a plan. I didn't have a plan, and that was part of my stress, and that was part of my anxiety that I was experiencing, because it was embarrassing, because I was in a position where here I am telling everybody else, you got to have a plan, you got to have a plan, have a plan. And I didn't have a plan. And it wasn't that I couldn't get a plan. I didn't want to compromise. I was hard-headed, stubborn. I was like, I've done all this hard work. Why should I now have to still conform? Because I've been conforming in a sense to other the mission's goals, not my goals, not my passions. So I became very, very disgruntled in a sense that I felt like I still had to compromise, and I didn't want to, basically. Still hard-headed, I'm still stubborn. So that's why I'm putting this together. And this, in my opinion, would help those that maybe are fearing getting out. And I know you don't like to use the word fear, because as military, when we have a fear, we find a way that we're going to rid ourselves of that fear so that we don't have to ever admit that we have that fear. So here I am, I'm helping you, presenting you an idea where you can start learning how to transition into something that you want to learn and be able to use towards whatever your passions are. This is not the one all end all as far as the business plan, but this is a good starting point for those that are transitioning. And for those that are already out, it's still something that they can use. Like maybe they're working in a job that you're not happy with, and you're like, yeah, I'm just sucking it up. I know it sucks. I know I go through this process, but maybe the process is you have that sidekick job for temporarily, and this is giving you what you need in order to set yourself up for what you really want and your passions, and be able to dive into those. So with that, I appreciate you hopping on. Down below in the description, I have a link to the Broke Man's Plan that can help you get set up with the My Paying ads and getting everything started for building up your Rev Shares. And I also have a link for the KaratBars. Um, is free to open, and I also have a link to our Facebook group, so hop in there so you can keep getting all the good word and the updates to what our plan is going to do for you. Okay, thank you very much, and you have a great day.